Welcome to the part 2 for Supreme Zerg Lord. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe. If you'd like to see another story covered, please let us know in the comments. Students gathered around Jang and the unknown figure. This unknown man has such a strong aura, it can be felt even from this far away. Intense discussions are fitted amongst the students. Jang couldn't help but wonder the level of his mana is at. The students began to speculate that this man is here for Jang Chen. There might be some kind of conflict as chatter filled the air. Jang locked eyes with the man, who he regarded as uncle. This uncle has been exerting pressure on him since earlier, yet remaining silent. Jang wondered whether the uncle was testing him. As Jang stared back at the man, suddenly little Nine, licking her finger, informed Jang the uncle in front of them poses a threat to Jang, and little Nine is quite tempted to devour him. Jang, sensing the bloodthirst from little Nine, thought, "This isn't good." A notification popped up. The mother insect senses that the target poses a threat to the host. The current target can provide a high level of devouring value. The mother insect is about to begin devouring the target. Suddenly, a wave of purple aura enveloped the area, as the nearby students held their arms to shield their faces. Little Nine sensed the man as a threat, and now it's about to initiate an aggressive attack. The students were unable to withstand such a cold and ominous aura as they took a step back. With a sharp purple aura emitting from Jang's left eye, he deduced that when the devouring value is too low, the mother insect becomes even more aggressive. Jang needed to quickly find some monster for little Nine to devour. The uncle smiled at Jang's pressure. He came to the realization that this was the uncle's intention. He wanted to test Jang's strength with his pressure, but it unintentionally triggered the mother insect. But fortunately, the system message stated he had temporarily suppressed the mother insect. The current devouring value of the mother insect is too low. Please start the devouring and breeding of the mother insect as soon as possible. Devouring value 0 to 10,000. Jang can still suppress the mother insect. He thought to T-Knight. Finally, the unknown man spoke, praising Jang for completing his awakening and is able to withstand his pressure and even counterattack. The man continued to say that Jang is truly worthy of a divine rank awakened, and his future is limitless. The students around Jang were surprised by Jang's immense aura, relieved that no one had noticed his secret power. Jang inquired who he was. The man introduced himself as Ji-Gang, the leader of the Night Watch. Ji-Gang didn't waste anything, admiring Jang's strength. He proposed if Jang would consider joining the Night Watch. As he stretched his hand out to Jang, surprised by Ji-Gang's proposal, Jang understood that the Night Watch organization is specifically tasked by Great Xia to resist demons and beast ties. Whenever there's a beast tide or a new secret realm or dungeon is generated, the Night Watch is the first to investigate or directly eliminate them. Due to constant fighting on the front lines, the mortality rate of the Night Watch is extraordinarily high, and most people avoid it. However, it was different for Jang. The mother insect needs to continuously devour the flesh and blood of monsters to accumulate devouring value and reproduce offspring. Jang, currently in need of opportunities to face large monsters, and once the devouring value is full, the mother insect will start to reproduce, and who knows how much commotion it will cause. The wilderness is a good place for the breeding of the mother insect. As long as he joins the Night Watch, whether it's devouring or breeding, the risks posed by them can be easily dealt with. From this point of view, the Night Watch organization is extremely suitable for him. Ji-Gang stated that students might have heard some rumors about the Night Watch, but those are all outdated. The surrounding students, overhearing their conversation, muttered how the Night Watch has a high mortality rate. Most people wouldn't go there, let alone Jang Chen. Ji-Gang continued, if Jang is willing to join them, he will receive comprehensive training, and as divine rank, his resources will be unlimited. Jang, without hesitation, shook Ji-Gang's hand, accepting his offer. Jang was surprised by how Jang accepted his proposal so swiftly. Jang, closing his eyes, confessed that he had some business to attend to today. He could sense that little Nine was unhappy with the turn of events, as she is hungry and wanted to eat Ji-gang. As Jang departed, he turned his face slightly to Ji-gang and stated that he will report to the Night Watch after 3 days. Jang swiftly took off, taking to the air. Ji-gang, still surprised, contemplated that convincing Jang would have been more complicated and hadn't expected it to go this smoothly. He pondered what hidden profession Jang had as he forgot. Turning his head, 2 figures came into Jang's field of view. It was the 8th elder from the Martial Arts Academy. The elderly man was here to snatch Jang to join their organization. However, Ji-gang stated that he was too late. The elderly man, ignoring Ji-gang's comment, inquired where the guy with divine rank creation class. Confused, Ji-gang locked eyes with the elderly man, asked what he meant by creation class. The elderly man, with a puzzled face, inquired whether Ji-gang is planning on letting a divine rank awakened of the creation category to join the Night Watch just to let him die. Coming to the realization, Jang asked what divine rank creation class is. In the middle of the street, a portal appeared as many of the residents gathered. The cause of the phenomenon in the main city was the cause of some individual. 3 individuals were conversing with each other. The older man rubbed the back of his head as he smiled because he was the cause for the portal to appear. Next to him was a purple headwoman who seems to be scolding Uncle Wang. She asked him to lower his voice, or he might die if someone comes looking for trouble. Uncle Wang laughed, suggesting that his mouth is always running. The 3rd individual with brunette hair casually smiled at them both with both hands clasped behind her back. Jang arrived at the scene, easing the tension between the 2 individuals. Smiling at them, Jang stated that Uncle Wang did nothing wrong. Uncle Wang, directing his gaze at Jang, suggested that even though the creation category can't fight, companies that cultivate spiritual plants need people of the creation category. If Jang's parents were still alive, they would be proud of Jang. Jang smiled back at Uncle Wang, thanking him for the support of everyone in the building. He definitely wouldn't forget Uncle Wang in the future. Changing the topic, Uncle Wang praised Jang for coming today, as Uncle Wang's party was just about to go to a beginner-level secret realm to get some equipment. Uncle Wang asked Jang if he would like to join them and level up together. Jang accepted the offer. As they entered the portal, a message popped up stating that Jang had completed the team formation. The system notified Jang that he had entered the secret realm. Stepping out of the portal, Jang couldn't help but marvel at the interior of the secret realm. Blue flames flickered across the corridor as they continued to walk. The system stated that they had entered the undead zone. The secret realm guaranteed a 100% drop rate of items and equipment. Experience points would be calculated after the secret realm is completed. Exiting voluntarily midway is equivalent to forfeiting experience and equipment. Uncle Wang was surprised to see undead soldiers and contemplated why the secret realm system matched them with a dungeon of this rank. Jang pondered and also concluded that this dungeon is not going to be as easy to deal with. Zia, behind Uncle Wang, wondered whether it was because of Jang, because he is a divine rank awakened. In order to balance it out, the celestial system matched them with a higher level in the secret realm. However, Uncle Wang chimed in, noting that Jang is of the creation category. Seeing the undead, the brunette woman suggested that they turn back. However, Uncle Wang dismissed that notion. He knew that they don't come across secret realms of this rank every day. How would they know the true strength of the undead if they didn't try? He reaffirmed that this time they might get lucky because of Jang and get some great equipment drops. As he equipped his great sword, the undead soldiers roared in unison as they charged towards the group. Swinging his great sword, Uncle Wang jumped in the air as he prepared to attack the undead. As he swung his sword, he asked Jang to stand back, as the undead soldiers are more dangerous than an average C-rank monster. Once the path is clear, they can advance toward the core of the dungeon. Slicing an undead soldier in half, Uncle Wang urged Zia to enhance his talent. Understanding Uncle Wang's request, Zia Chan clasped her hands together, murmuring an incantation. A blue aura radiated from her hands as Uncle Wang's talents were enhanced. Gritting his teeth, Uncle Wang sliced through multiple undead soldiers. Zhang, dropping back, observed Uncle Wang and the others fighting the undead soldiers and wondered how they managed to survive. Every time they finish a dungeon, they always come back covered in wounds. Even so, Zia has always supported him. Zhang even heard that Zia had become an adventurer because she was forced to do so in order to cure her brother's eyes. Zhang needed to get stronger quickly. When he makes money, he can properly thank them for supporting him. Little Nine, observing the scenes, inquired, "There are so many monsters and blood here." She wanted to devour them. Looking at the undead corpses, Zhang smiled, noting that Little Nine had already sensed it. Little Nine materialized behind him with a devilish grin. Sensing Little Nine's hunger, Zhang wanted to test some of Little Nine's abilities. Little Nine's first ability is Poison Barrier Level 1. The ability is Corrosion. Zhang lifted his hand as black-purple mist materialized in the palm of his hand. Zhang released Little Nine as she jumped on the undead corpses. The monster corpses were corroded the moment they made contact. Little Nine's poison mist is so powerful. However, the level of the monsters is too low, causing the growth rate to be slow. It seems they need to devour more monsters. As Little Nine devoured the corpses, Zhang looked back at the others. Uncle Wang and the other two are truly partners who have been teaming up for years. In such a short time, they've already advanced to the depths of the dungeon, since the poison mist is an area of effect skill, and even though Zhang cannot control it precisely yet, there might be accidental injuries. Then Zhang should just follow behind and deal with these monster corpses. Suddenly, a mini version of Little Nine materialized on Zhang's shoulder, prompting him to look in the direction she was pointing. It seems Little Nine sensed fresh blood. Turning to the direction Little Nine was pointing, Zhang could see new undead rising. These undead rising were different from the others his team had killed. It was a shadow lurker with high stats, lurking in the shadows to hunt down weaker stragglers. However, in terms of attributes, these monsters were completely inferior to Zhang, who has the attribute enhancement from the United skill. Wanting to test his skills, Zhang stretched out his hand. "Little Nine, transform into poisonous mist," he commanded, and she followed him. The shadow lurker swiftly moved towards Zhang, who stood still as dark purple mist formed around him. Zhang readied himself and jumped towards the shadow lurker. Quickly closing the gap, he tagged the shadow lurker with his poison mist. The shadow lurker looked surprised as purple mist started to envelop them. Zhang raised his hand where the purple mist floated around, then clenched it into a fist, and then the shadow lurker was instantly devoured by Little Nine. Numerous system messages popped up, stating that Zhang's stats have gone up by +50. Sure enough, these monsters are no match for him, and the devouring value also increases faster in this way. Little Nine sensed more shadow lurkers appearing. There are actually so many monsters hidden in this dungeon. Zhang suddenly felt worried about Uncle Wang and the others. Smiling, Zhang asked Little Nine to handle the undead. Little Nine's form started to materialize with a sharp, menacing look. A few minutes later, Zhang arrived at Uncle Wang's location along with others. As he approached, he noticed that Uncle Wang was badly injured, facing a group of monsters. Uncle Wang wielded his great sword with both hands, his back pressed against Zio's back. Zio extended her arms towards the monsters, poised to utilize her abilities for defense against the impending attack. As the monsters closed in on Uncle Wang and Xia, moving swiftly to attack, Uncle Wang's blood dripped onto his face. Despite the pain, he gritted his teeth and locked eyes with the advancing monsters. He explained to Xia that each encounter with the monsters seemed to grow more challenging, emphasizing the increasing difficulty in defeating them. Realizing the dire situation, Uncle Wang acknowledged that they couldn't survive if they persisted at this rate. He turned to Xia and instructed her to locate Zhang and evacuate immediately. Perplexed, Xia looked at him and asked for clarification. In that moment of distraction, an undead soldier seized the opportunity, swiftly advancing toward Uncle Wang with the intent to attack by surprise. Uncle Wang gripped the sword with one hand and glanced aside, sensing the presence of the undead soldier. Perplexed by the unfolding events, he swiftly redirected his attention toward the monster as he observed the sword swiftly approaching his face. He clenched his teeth tightly, realizing the gravity of the situation. In that critical moment, Zhang emerged and swiftly intervened. He extended his hand towards the monster and employed Little Nine's poisonous mist ability. The mist enveloped the undead soldier, gradually corroding its body and causing it to disintegrate. As Uncle Wang witnessed this unexpected turn of events, he was both surprised and perplexed, observing the soldier's body vanish before his eyes. Uncle Wang felt a sense of bewilderment as he wondered what was unfolding. Suddenly, Zhang's voice broke through the chaos, asking if Uncle Wang and the others were all right. Startled, Uncle Wang turned his head and saw Zhang approaching. His expression tightened as he remained silent. Zhang extended his hand to the side and deployed Little Nine's poisonous mist, infecting the undead soldiers and eradicating them one by one as he neared Uncle Wang and the group. As the undead soldiers gradually dissolved from the effects of the poisonous mist, Uncle Wang shifted his focus towards Zhang, holding his sword with one hand. Uncle Wang fixed his gaze on Zhang and inquired how a creation class awakened individual like him could accomplish such feats. Zhang halted before Uncle Wang, exuding a powerful aura. He turned towards him with a smile and explained that he possessed a hidden ability known as poisonous mist. With a calm demeanor, Zhang mentioned this and then extended his hand to release Little Nine's poisonous mist once more. Concerned for Uncle Wang's injury, Zhang instructed Xiao to assist him in quickly transporting Uncle Wang to the portal of the secret realm. Zhang assured them that he intended to stay behind to provide cover for their escape. His declaration left everyone speechless. Uncle Wang's expression shifted to one of surprise as he gazed at Zhang, expressing concern over the danger despite Zhang's divine class abilities. Xiao, also taken aback, urged Zhang to join them instead of remaining behind to confront the undead soldiers. As they conversed, the brunette girl brought her hand to her mouth and fell silent, her expression reflecting uncertainty. Zhang turned away from them, his body radiating a powerful aura. He glanced back slightly and reassured Uncle Wang not to worry, confident that he could handle the situation. With that, Zhang turned away from Uncle Wang and the others, his energy intensifying as he advanced towards the monsters. At that moment, a notification from the system informed everyone that the boss of the secret realm was being summoned, triggered by the number of people meeting the requirements on the final level. As Uncle Wang watched Zhang move away towards the monsters, preparing to intervene, Xiao interjected before he could voice his concern. She turned towards Uncle Wang and reminded him that Zhang was not reckless, urging him to place trust in Zhang. After careful consideration, Uncle Wang chose to trust Zhang. He tossed the sword to Zhang, instructing him to remember to return it later. Zhang caught the sword and reassured Uncle Wang, promising to return it without fail. The sword in question was the Novice Conqueror's sword, boasting 25 speed points, 30 strength points, and a 2% attack speed bonus. Additionally, it featured an already active passive ability. Zhang examined the sword closely, his gaze fixed on the monsters with determination. With Uncle Wang's sword in hand, Zhang saw an opportunity to enhance the attack range of the poisonous mist ability. This development filled him with optimism and determination. Zhang activated the poisonous mist ability, causing it to slowly emerge on the blade of his sword. The undead soldiers surged forward, aiming to attack Zhang. However, with remarkable speed, Zhang swiftly evaded their strikes using Uncle Wang's sword. Zhang expertly sliced through the monsters, infecting them with a poisonous mist as he dispatched them into pieces. The monsters posed no challenge to Zhang, who was renowned as the top swordsman in the entire school. As Zhang focused on battling the undead soldiers, a much stronger monster suddenly gained momentum, charging towards him at high speed. This formidable monster unsheathed its sword and cautiously closed in on Zhang, poised to launch a surprise attack. Initially unaware of the impending attack, Jang swiftly turned his head to see the monster charging towards him at great speed. With quick reflexes, Jang gathered momentum and executed a powerful leap, evading the monster's strike. The force of the monster's attack was so immense that it shattered the ground into pieces where Jang had stood moments before. Witnessing Jang dodge its initial attack, the monster glared at him with a murderous gaze, tightening its grip on the sword. As Jang was airborne, the monster launched another attack. Fortunately, Jang was able to block the attack just in time with Uncle Wang's sword. However, due to the overwhelming strength of the monster's strike, the sword lent to Jang by Uncle Wang shattered into two halves, causing Jang to be thrown backward from the impact. Swiftly, Jang planted his feet on the ground, halting his momentum. He glanced to the side and was surprised to see that Uncle Wang's sword had shattered. The boss's strength exceeded Jang's expectations. More concerned about the broken sword than the formidable boss, Jang fretted over how to explain the situation to Uncle Wang. The boss of the secret realm was known as the Undead King, a formidable opponent at level 15. With sword in hand, the Undead King fixed a murderous gaze on Jang. Suddenly, the Undead King's body began to vibrate, and in an instant, it reappeared behind Jang, poised to launch a devastating attack. Upon sensing the Undead King's sudden movement, Jang felt a wave of terror and questioned how the boss had achieved such incredible speed. With determination in his eyes, Jang locked his gaze on the Undead King and summoned Little Nine for assistance. Just as the Undead King's sword was about to strike Jang, Little Nine materialized and seized hold of the blade, intercepting the attack. Little Nine fixed her gaze on the Undead King and inquired of Jang if she could eliminate him. Jang responded affirmatively without hesitation. Delighted by this permission, Little Nine swiftly shattered the blade of the Undead King's sword with her bare hand. She extended her arms outward, her body emanating potent energy that radiated in all directions. Upon witnessing the destruction of its sword, the Undead King grew wary. Deprived of its weapon, the Undead King opted to attack with its fists. Seizing the opportunity presented by Little Nine's distraction, the Undead King swiftly advanced toward her, intending to catch her off guard. Suddenly, Little Nine's eyes snapped open, and her body underwent a dramatic transformation. With a determined glare, Little Nine locked eyes with the Undead King and deployed her tentacles in self-defense. Taking an offensive stance, she launched a barrage of attacks against the Undead King using her sharp tentacles, each strike as deadly as a sword. Gradually, her powerful tentacles began to dismantle the body of the Undead King. She began by severing the left arm of the Undead King, followed swiftly by the right arm. Little Nine impaled her tentacle into the head of the Undead King, causing the boss's body to collapse to the ground. Holding the head of the Undead King in her hand, Little Nine's body radiated with powerful energy as she approached Jang. Witnessing Little Nine's impressive display of power, Jang couldn't help but smile in amazement. He marveled at how calm Little Nine remained in the face of such a formidable secret realm boss. Jang anticipated that defeating the boss would prompt the portal to open. As Little Nine approached Jang, an energy crystal materialized in front of him. Jang gazed at the crystal, pondering its purpose and origin. The energy crystal ascended into the sky, gradually drawing magic from the corpses of the defeated monsters. Jang watched in amazement as this process unfolded before him. After several seconds, the energy crystal emitted a brilliant glow, summoning a colossal monster into existence. The monstrous entity that emerged was known as the Undead Tyrant, towering over Little Nine and Jang by 20 times their size. Fixing a menacing gaze upon them, the Undead Tyrant directed its attention towards Jang and Little Nine. Jang, observing the transformation of the energy crystal into this colossal creature, began to speculate whether the energy crystal itself was the true boss of the secret realm. Jang swiftly turned his head, gritting his teeth, and commanded Little Nine to target and destroy the energy crystal within the Undead Tyrant. As the monstrous creature fixated its gaze on Jang, it let out a deafening roar. The Undead Tyrant swung a mace at Little Nine, but with remarkable agility, she leaped off the wall, narrowly evading the attack. Having evaded the initial attack, the undead tyrant readied itself to strike again. It lunged at Little Nine once more, but she swiftly leaped into the air, narrowly avoiding the attack. As a result, the monster's mace slammed into the ground, shattering it into pieces, while Little Nine remained airborne. With a fierce expression, Little Nine fixed her intense gaze on the undead tyrant and extended her hands, sending sharp tentacles swiftly toward it. Despite her relentless assault, the boss effortlessly dodged every attack as if it were nothing. Jang was astonished to see the massive undead tyrant move with such incredible speed. Gritting his teeth, Jang contemplated a strategy. Surveying the ground, he noticed several plants scattered among the debris. Seeing this opportunity, Jang decided to leverage his divine creation class, known as Spiritual Master. Focusing intently on the plants, he realized he had only one opportunity to execute his plan. That the end, Part 2 for Supreme Zerg Lord. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe. If you'd like to see another story covered, please let us know in the comments.